Adam here, the Roof Strategist. We are continuing the 30-day sales challenge, and today you're going to learn the art of acing your schedule, because I've got news for you. As you've crushed this, you're out knocking doors, you're leaving things, all of a sudden your schedule's filling up. I guarantee it, right? You've got adjuster appointments that have showed up. You've got homeowner meetings that have showed up. You've got paperwork to do, scopes to review, supplements to prepare. You've got your CRM at your office. Now, all of a sudden, the reality of processing all your business has become this giant mammoth, and then all of a sudden the sales get put on the back burner. This is what happens to everybody, by the way. We have this push, this 30-day sales challenge, and you've identified how much you're going to sell in this date. I've sold 30 jobs by this date. You have your system, you're knocking doors, you're leaving door hangers, you're sending letters in the mail, you're doing cold calls, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I'm busy. I've got an adjuster appointment here on this day, and then I got to go there. Then I have to go to a build contract, pick colors, check out my job that's getting produced. All these things are going on, and now the fun and excitement is starting to sizzle, and you're like, holy crap, I'm overwhelmed. Don't worry, we got you, all right? It's about acing your day, mastering your schedule on how you do this every single day, and it's very simple. Structure and a plan, okay? The answer to all your overwhelm is very simple, and I will solve it right now. Have a structure, have a plan, and follow the plan. And when things go awry, come back to the plan. Write everything down. The minute it's written down, it doesn't get forgotten. You don't accidentally put the wrong shingle color up, which, by the way, I may have done that once or twice. Mistake twice is the real big learning one, because it gets really expensive when you do that. And you don't want to make mistakes. But most importantly, you want to make money. And you'll find that as you sell jobs, you shift it into this processing framework, and you're distracted. You're not selling anymore because you're just trying to react and do and do and do and do, and it doesn't work. The limit to your income, whatever you wrote down, which, by the way, I blew mine out of the water, the limit to what you earn has nothing to do with your sales ability. Surprise, it really doesn't. It has to do with your time management. Because when you start selling more, all of a sudden, whoop, the scales tip. Other way, right? This was sales side? Yep, the scales tip. This is how time-consuming processing the business becomes. So you need to manage your time effectively. Now, I have an entire process for this in a daily schedule that's included in my Roofing Sales Accelerator Marketing Pack. You can check it out below. There's a link in the video description. Now, what you need to do with that is identify what the valuable parts of your day are. Think of it this way. If you are going to, I'm just trying to think of another analogy. If you were going to try to meet someone and go out on a date, are you going to stop by your favorite bar or restaurant at 8 in the morning? No. You're going to go when? When people are there, right? You're going to go at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock. That's when you're going to go make those introductions and maybe try to land a date or something, right? So think of sales that same way. You're not going to go knock doors at 7:30 in the morning. You're going to piss people off they're not home. You're going to work retiree neighborhoods during the day because they are home. You're not going to work the neighborhood or you're going to find the neighborhood with a stay-at-home mom and work those during the day. Then you're going to go to the blue-collar neighborhoods where people are coming home from work, or you're going to catch people at 3:30 after they pick up their kids and they're coming home and they're outside and the kids are out playing and they have time. So you need to think, what's the most valuable part of my day? Okay? And for you, in your market, it might be different. I worked a market in a small town in Wisconsin that was all retirees, and I barely worked in the evenings because people weren't wanting to do business. I worked it during the day. So you need to think, what's your most valuable time of the day? Your highest value activities are prospecting, meaning going out, making calls, and setting appointments. And when you do that at the right time throughout the right time of the day, you're leveraging your time to make the most money. So I want you to map out this process and write it down. The way I did it was every single day, I'd follow the sheet that's in my Roofing Sales Accelerator Marketing Pack, and I would document what I needed to do the night before. So I always planned my day the night before. That way when I woke up, I knew exactly what I was doing. And I wasn't reactive. But by the way, this job gets stressful. It's no joke. I used to lose sleep at night until I started doing this. Now, some people use their phone. That's cool. you can do that. I personally like to write things down because, guys, we're out in our truck. You know, if you're out in your truck and you're on the phone, you pull off, someone's telling you something, you write it down. If you have everything in one place, I would keep my to-do list, by the way, which is just a piece of paper, like right on the top of my folio or my clipboard. Everyone's got their own system, but that way I knew what to do. And at the top, I knew, all right, here's the neighborhood I'm going to work. I knew exactly where I was going to drive. I knew exactly what appointments, because that's always a priority. Adjuster appointments, sales appointments, picking colors. All those appointments were pre-documented, and I built my day around that because those took a priority. If I'm face-to-face with a customer, that is the most important part of generating new business, okay? So I had that framework laid out right away. Then I'd say, okay, what's my paperwork I need to do? I have a scope to review. I have a build contract to turn in. I have my CRM to update. And I would document all that. And then the other bit would be all the installs that were going on. So I knew to work those. So I prioritized my appointments and then working installs more than anything. Appointments meaning adjusters and customers. Those take priority. Guess what? They're always going to happen, unfortunately, during peak selling hours because that's business hours, right? So then I need to say, all right, I've got those direct mail, the under the radar sales letter I talked about. Again, that's included in the Roofing Sales Accelerator Marketing Pack. You can write your own if you want. Mine I've tested, I've used a bunch, and you're welcome to use that. So those things can be done when? Early morning, late at night, when people aren't home. It can be done on a weekend, because on a Saturday morning, you're not going to be out knocking doors at 8 a.m. You're going to wait till about 10 so you don't piss anybody off. You want to make sure they're there, they're up, they've had their coffee, they're ready to talk to you. You don't want to knock on someone's door before they've had their coffee. It's bad news. So when you structure those activities during low value times of the day, you start to get smart about how you're processing your time. You're like, oh, I can catch up on my CRM in the morning. Get up a half hour earlier. Get all that stuff out of the way. Plus, it clears your mind to stay focused on sales because you got to bring your best you when you're in front of people. All right? So, rain days, catch up on paperwork. Scopes, morning and evening. Maybe lunchtime is dull for you. Take all your administrative duties and pack them. You want to compartmentalize and block your time, okay? So you're going to go to the office because it might take time to drive there, or maybe you're working out of home. What I did is I built an office in the back of my F-150. I had these seats that folded, and I got this tray from Walmart that literally slid over it. So if I was at a job site, I would get in the back seat of my own truck, pop open my laptop, and I'd put this little bench back there. I had a desk. I would catch up on my paperwork while my build was going on, close the door after 30, 40 minutes. Then I'd go work the installs. I'd talk to that neighbor and that neighbor and that neighbor. I'd hang that door hanger, write down the address of who wasn't home, send a letter in the mail, and I would work smart because time is our most valuable resource and it's really limited. So this part of the 30 Day Sales Challenge is to structure your time. So here's your action. I want you to write down right now and drop it in the comments what time of the day you find to be the most valuable ever. It can be a day of the week. To me, it was Saturdays between 10 and 1. If I missed an entire week of sales, I could make up for it between 10 and 1. So we're going to write down the sales times, the highest value parts of the day, meaning if you only had 3 hours a day to work, when would it be? Because that's how you're going to start to think smart. I got to be out doing sales, prospecting, and working referrals during this time of the day, and then all the other stuff can be nested into low priority times. Rain days, mornings, evenings, work smarter, not harder. So here's your action plan for this part of the 30 Day Sales Challenge is to take control and ownership. I want to help you experience less stress, more enjoyment, less monkey mind, less waking up in the middle of the night. What I do want you to experience is confidence when you're selling, being present, not being scatterbrained, staying organized, and making more sales than you ever thought possible because your structure of your day is scheduled. It's easy. You wake up, you follow a plan. So here's what you're going to do. In the comments, you're going to tell me the top 3 hours of your day. And if you want to, that's fine. Maybe it's Saturdays 10 to 1 and Thursdays from noon to 4, whatever it is for you, because it's different for every market. Drop it in the comments below. Then what I want you to do is either make your own daily schedule or you can use mine. It's included in the Roofing Sales Accelerator Marketing Pack with everything else I've talked about. And you want to write down your schedule the night before, not the morning of. The night before. I promise you, you're tired at the end of the day. It's going to be a hard habit to start, but once you do, you're going to have your day mapped out. You're not going to be thinking about everything you need to do in the morning. You're going to wake up fresh and you're going to have exactly what you need to do, and most importantly, times by it. If you're of your paperwork, I'm doing this between 7:30 and 9. After that, I'm going to go knock doors in this neighborhood. After that, I got this appointment, this adjuster, send letters at night. If it rains, here's what I'm going to do. All right? You have some homework to do. You've got this, guys. I hope this 30-day sales challenge is making you blow up your income. We'll see you in the next one.